From new member presentation weekend to freshman week, Hampton is paced with events that you don't want to miss.
And with the upcoming women's basketball season, the WNBA scores a major pay increase.
And from beats to baby bottles, rapper Lotto is dropping more than just an album.
We have you covered with much more coming up on WHOV TV.
From pirate to pirate, from your home to your home by the sea, Hampton University's newscast. WHOV TV. Every Thursday in Hampton Roads, we are your voice. You can count on us to keep you updated on all the noise. Nationwide, school-wide, what's trending and what's in the sky. Pirates, this is the only news channel that is just for you. WHOV, the Scripps Howard News Watch starts right now.
Good evening, Pirates, and happy Thursday.
Thank you for tuning in to WHOV TV, where we keep you updated on all the noise.
It's a busy week at our home by the sea. Let's dive right in. Hampton has a full yard. As Divine Nine organizations make their mark, I had the chance to get up close and personal at the new member presentations over the weekend. Take a look.
This past weekend, Hampton University hosted their new member presentations for the Divine Nine and CIO organizations. With a full yard for the first time in a decade, crowds were eager to witness the innovative performances the new members had in store. And with these presentations came undeniable amounts of support from the audience.
I'm really proud of them. I have been crying like literally all weekend, so I'm so proud of them. And I'm so happy for them, and I can't wait to see what they will do with their service and with their sisters and brothers.
With all the buzzing excitement from friends, family, and fellow members, many attendees are wondering what prompted the change in location from Holland Gym to the Hampton Convocation Center.
One being, the state of Holland Hall, understanding that there is a capacity, and for previous years we've been flirting with the capacity, and then you get into a whole situation of fire hazards and this, that, and the third, and we're trying to provide the number one student experience, but also the safest experience.
Now that the new initiates have concluded presentations and are fresh on the yard, the question is, what's next for them?
It's really overpowering, like how amazing it is. I'm really ready to start our service. We actually did some service this morning. We went and read to kids. It was really great, and I'm just excited to start this greater chapter.
Congratulations to all the new initiates. I'm Aiden Miller reporting from WHOV TV.
To see more of what Hampton's new initiates had to offer this past weekend, check out clips on Instagram at Watch the Yard.
Onyx 14 has kicked off their freshman week. Our reporter Victoria Payne has the story.
Freshman week here at Hampton University has started, and many students are excited for what's to come. The Freshman Student Council has sold tickets all week for the specific events to come.
Some key events during freshman week that students should look forward to is definitely freshman fashion show being number one.
A sunset wellness class was held in the Student Center Aerobics Lounge to give students a time to unwind and relax while doing some Pilates.
Freshman week here has begun at Hampton University, giving freshman students a taste of what private pride is like for their class, Onyx 14. From activities like the freshman ball, the freshman fashion show, and picture day, this week is going to give students a sense of what it's really like to be a pirate while also connecting with not just each other, but also the culture and legacy of the university.
We just want to lift up other people and make sure that their voices are heard so that they can feel comfortable in an environment where they might not feel as such all the time, man. We just want to continue to bring them up and not push them all the way down.
With the week coming to an end, Freshman Week will continue into Saturday with more events like the Freshman Ball being held Friday, March 27th, and the Holland Party that will be held in Holland Hall Gym on Saturday. Freshmen of Onyx 14 should come out, support, and have fun with their class at all the activities. I'm Victoria Payne, reporting from WHOV TV.
Thanks, Victoria. Make sure you do not miss out on the rest of the events.
Okay, get ready, Pirates. Class registration is in session for fall 2026. On Monday, students began filling out their schedules and planning for next semester. Classes are filling out fast, so make sure to get a schedule with Schedule a meeting with your advisor. Then head to Hampton U Experience portal to select your classes and start the next school year off on the right foot. Don't procrastinate unless you love 8 a.m.s. This Hamptonian has truly gone the distance. Reporter Kenya Saray has the story.
I am Kenya Saray. Now, he's a runner and he's a track star. Some know him from TikTok, but most know him from track. Miles Mudpoint. He's a first-year kinesiology major from Newport News, Virginia. And I had the pleasure to interview this sprinter.
My dad used to play football. My mom plays soccer, so he's like, the speed was kind of there. And I also like playing tag. So I actually didn't know track and field was a thing until I got to 6th grade. I was like, wait. So my parents knew I liked to run, but they never actually told me it was a sport. And then when I found out Usain Bolt was just like running everything, I was like, yeah, I got to do this.
Miles is a vital player to his track team.
You know, Miles is definitely a big energy on the team. Like, his energy is infectious.
Miles' determination to keep a positive mindset shows in his work ethic and mentality.
Always stay motivated and always be ready to keep on working, because when it comes to track, your body's not always going to be 100%. So you have to be ready to go over those obstacles and be able to just run, even though you're knowing, you might be hurting a little bit, but you have to push through. That's what track and field is all about.
Now, I don't do track, but I wanted to get in on the fun. Miles is a bright light on campus, on and off the track. He is the future of track and field. To stay updated with his journey, be sure to follow him on all platforms. I am Kenya Saray with WHOV TV.
It's so great to see our students shine. Up next, more student leaders.
Do you have a heart ready to serve, lead, and inspire? If so, SGA might be the place for you. Open positions include SGA President, Vice President, and Student Representative to the Board of Trustees. Along with the application, there's a package including the details of what it means to be a part of SGA. There will be campaigns and speeches from all candidates. Check your email for more updates. Hampton, Virginia, this one is for you. The City of Hampton Registrar's Office is looking for people to serve as election officials on April 21st for the redistricting ballot. Some requirements include being a U.S. citizen, a resident of the Virginia Commonwealth, and 18 years or older. Polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and located across the City of Hampton. Officials will be paid $125 in compensation for their work. Find more information on the hampton.gov website. Gas prices in Hampton have risen to $4. Economics professor Dr. Eddie Gray says there are multiple reasons why.
Around 20% of the world's oil comes through the Persian Gulf, out through the Strait of Hormuz to go to all the other markets around the world. Iran is saying no one is coming through. That is actually reducing the supply to the world market, and that's causing the prices to go up.
Hopefully, change is coming soon, but for now, make sure to save every penny for those gas expenses.
Coming up, ODU is making some changes to its background check policies.
And as you may know, TSA at the airports is still a hot mess. We'll be right back after this.
Have you seen those videos? The Department of Justice is moving to dismiss the charges against 2 former officers accused of falsifying information in the warrant connected to Breonna Taylor's death. A DOJ spokesperson says the charges are inappropriate because the officers were not present during the shooting. Taylor's mother is speaking out, expressing disappointment over the decision.
Breonna doesn't get to come back. She doesn't get to put it behind her. She was killed because of their lies and negligence, and somebody should be held accountable for that.
The request is scheduled to have a hearing next month.
Old Dominion University is asking students about their criminal histories. The university's Office of Registrar sent a survey to students' emails last week asking whether they've been convicted of a felony or a violent misdemeanor. This change follows a deadly shooting at ODU's campus earlier this month. Norfolk Police says the gunman Mohammed Baylor Jalal previously faced charges before enrolling at the university.
Who's to say that if we had known about his criminal past, like if the same situation would have happened if he would have been let into the university, who knows?
The university says answering the survey is not mandatory. Even so, some students are worried that the survey might be an invasion of privacy. With so much happening nationally, Pirates, it's time to stay federal.
You might want to take it slow this summer. Virginia's new speed tracking bill takes effect in July. Former Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin signed off on a bill that allows speed tracking devices in some drivers' cars. An additional program called Intelligent Speed Assistance is taking effect as well. The program will monitor convicted drivers who drive at over 100 miles per hour instead of suspending their license.
TSA lines in the airports are crowded, but not with excited travelers. High-traffic airports are experiencing low security lines with wait times of multiple hours. This is due to the partial government shutdown, with agents not being paid for the last 37 days. President Donald Trump has started a new plan. Starting this week, ICE agents have been placed in specific airports like Hartsfield in Atlanta, Chicago O'Hare, and JFK in New York City. This plan is to release pressure off TSA as call-outs have worsened.
Iran dismisses President Trump's ceasefire offer and plans to issue a counter-agreement of their own. Iran launched more attacks on Israel and surrounding Arab countries after declining the U.S. 15-point proposal to end the ongoing war yesterday. An anonymous Iranian official says that Iran will end the war when it decides to do so and when its own conditions are met. White House press secretary says the U.S. is preparing if Iran refuses to make a deal to end the war and thousands of American troops are deploying to the Middle East.
New York's LaGuardia Airport reopened yesterday after a fatal on-ground collision. It was between an Air Canada plane and a fire truck, injuring about 40 people and leaving 2 dead. Following the collision, Air Canada CEO Michael Russo released a video giving his condolences to those affected. Russo is facing backlash and has even been encouraged by Canada's Prime Minister to resign after the lack of French language in his video.
Coming up,
the weather has been nice. Let's see if it stays that way through the weekend with weather up next.
Also, Hawaii's flooding has left some impactful damages.
Stay with us.
Must Cinedust.
I'm Serenity Oglesby, your weather forecaster for tonight. Pirates, let's take a look out. Let's take a look outside our windows. Spring has sprung. With the change of seasons comes warmer weather. Today is a high of 75 degrees with a low of 57 degrees. You might want to bring a jacket as it's going to get cooler. As the week comes to an end, we are going to get a good amount of rain on Friday, so bring an umbrella. The temperature is a high of 74 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. The rain carries on to Saturday, which is a high of 48 degrees and a low of 47 degrees. Don't worry, the sun will be back in time for Sunday, which has a high of 59 degrees and a low of 39 degrees. We then get a cloudy Monday, which has a high of 69 degrees and a low of 50 degrees. The sun makes an appearance on Tuesday, which is a high of 75 degrees and a low of 57 degrees. Finally, get your shorts ready for Wednesday, where the temperature rises to 77 degrees and dips to 60 degrees. Restoration has begun in Oahu, Hawaii, after a massive flooding last weekend. Flooding came after multiple days of heavy rainfall, with a mixture of extreme winds. The island has not experienced this type of event in more than 2 decades. According to Hawaii's governor, Josh Green, repairs can be millions, if not billions of dollars. Evacuation orders are issued Saturday, with around 5,500 people rescued from the island. Orders have been lifted and people are returning to their communities, lending a hand to fix what has lost. WHOV sends their thoughts to the North Shore. Well, that's all the weather we have for today. Back to you, Ariel and Aiden.
Thanks, Serenity. Up next,
the Pirates football schedule has been released.
And the March Madness Week 16 starts tonight.
We'll be right back after this.
Ahoy Pirates, I'm Joshua Jones and I'm back with your sports updates for tonight. The men's track team is set to race tomorrow at the 2026 Bill Carson Invitational at East Carolina University. The women's tennis team looks to bounce back at Towson after snapping their 6-game win streak against North Carolina A&T. The sailing team placed 7th in their first tournament on Monday. The Pirate football team just released their schedule for the upcoming year. Visit the Hampton Athletics page for more information. Much of the world is mourning a well-known National Hockey League reporter, Jesse Pierce. The Minnesota State Fire Marshal officials confirmed a house fire took the lives of Pierce and 3 of her children over the weekend. Pierce is recognized for her coverage of the Minnesota Wild over the past 10 seasons. News outlets shared many of her stories, drawing a large number of support from fans and colleagues across the hockey community. Pierce will be missed greatly. The WNBA is making history with a massive pay increase. Average salaries will raise to nearly $583,000, with stars earning up to $1.4 million. The deal will boost benefits, providing more financial security on and off the court. This is the league's largest raise ever, with improved health, retirement, travel, and housing support. Players celebrate this landmark agreement, calling it a long-awaited step towards fair compensation. With more stability, they can focus on their game, their families, and giving back to fans. March Madness has officially kicked off as 68 college basketball teams compete for the NCAA National Championship. The tournament began this week with the Sweet 16 starting tonight. Big schools like Duke, Arizona, UConn, and Illinois continue to fight for a place in the Elite Eight.
The whole halftime we were talking about we're not going home. We're going to do whatever we can to not go home. And it was a battle. They did a great job, and I'm just super proud of our guys, weathering the storm and just not giving up on.
It's time to break the bank. Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba becomes the NFL's highest paid wide receiver after it hit almost $170 million contract extension on Monday. The 24-year-old was named the 2025 NFL Offensive Player of the Year after having one of the best seasons in NFL history. He led the league with over 1,793 receiving yards, 19 catches, and 10 touchdowns. Seahawks front office expects JSN to build on his record-breaking season in 2026 with this large contract. The FIFA Council mandates all teams participating in the FIFA Women's Tournament to include at least one female head coach on their roster. This new regulation will debut at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Poland this September. Chief Football Officer Jill Ellis says, quote, "There are simply not enough women in coaching today." Ellis strives to increase opportunities and visibility for women officials and coaches in the sport. Visuals have dropped for the design of the 2026 Summer Olympic Games in Los Angeles. The look of the Games is a showcase that explains how many Olympic brands will use team elements of the city to bring games to life in a creative and colorful way.
Into energetic and exciting layouts as expressive as they are quintessentially LA. The system is made to move, flex, and sway, mimicking the momentum of the city and seamlessly connecting back to itself in a continuous loop. This allows for infinite application and scale from the smallest pin.
Well, that's all I have for sports, everyone. Back to you, Aiden and Ariel.
Thanks, Josh. Glad to have you back. Up next, Hannah Montana is bringing back the best of both worlds.
And Chaperone is caught up in some drama with the fans.
The girls are fighting. We have more coming up after this.
Hey Pirates, I'm Cheyenne Brown with your entertainment news for tonight. Big Mama, One Kid. Atlanta's very own Lotto's recently announced album, Big Mama, and shocked fans with her pregnancy announcement. Rapper shared that she's feeling grateful and excited for this new chapter. Fans are looking forward to the album and her new bundle of joy. All right, this is my favorite topic, y'all. Fans of Hannah Montana celebrated its 20th anniversary with a special reunion event on Tuesday. The Hanniversary special aired on Tuesday, marking 20 years since the show first premiered. The show star Miley Cyrus was featured in interviews, performances, reflecting on the show's impact to pop culture. The special streamed on Disney Plus and Hulu, bringing nostalgia to fans worldwide. Project Hail Mary, starring Ryan Gosling, blasts off in the box office with $80.5 million during its opening weekend on Sunday. The movie is a depiction of the novel written by Andy Weir. The Amazon MGM sci-fi film quickly rose to the top as the studio's largest debut ever. ABC says the industry hasn't seen this many moviegoers for a standalone film since Oppenheimer. Take a look.
The sun is dying. You are the only.
Now, if you haven't seen the film already, take off to theaters while you can. 3, 2, 1, blast off! In other news, rapper Afro Man recently won his lawsuit over his music videos mocking police officers that raided his home. The sheriff's deputies filed the lawsuit in 2023 accusing Afro Man of defamation and invasion of privacy in the music video Lemon Proud Cake. Afro Man says that the verdict is a win for freedom of speech in America. Actor Bill Cosby found liable for sexually assaulting a woman in 1972. The former waitress says that Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted her after one of his comedy shows. Jurors award Donna Motsinger $17.5 million for past damages, $1.75 million for future harm, and additional $40 million after a 2-week trial. The decision came nearly 5 years after Pennsylvania Supreme Court threw out a conviction with similar allegations. Famous actor Nicholas Brendan, well known for his role as Xander on the series Buffy the Vampire Slayer, died at the age of 54 last Friday. Brendan died in his sleep from natural causes. According to his family, he had prior health issues with his heart and Cauda-Equina syndrome that affects the nervous system. WHOV TV sends our deepest condolences to Brendan's family, friends, and fans. HOTTOGO. Chapel Roman, Rio says you got to go. A professional soccer player, Pascal Duvier, took a social media after singer Chapel Rowan sent her security guard after an 11-year-old stepdaughter accusing her of harassing the singer. Duvier claims his daughter smiled at Rowan before security approached the family, calling it inappropriate. Chapel received tons of backlash from fans in Rio de Janeiro. Rowan denied having any knowledge of the incident. Well, Pirates, that's all the entertainment I have for you tonight. Back to you, Ariel and Aiden.
Pirates, thanks for tuning in. You can catch us right here again next week at 7 p.m. Keep up with us at WHOV TV on Instagram.
Have a great night.